and we have to be very respectful to the people living in Taiwan. I was quite surprised when I arrived in Taiwan. But for a foreigner, it's not possible. So I know that they are very protective. I've always been with the Taiwanese. I know their habit. I know how they react. I hope they keep this mind, you know. We say, I'm only Taiwanese in the day. In the night, I'm still French. Drinking 1 or 2 glasses of wine every day is good for the health. To be a foreigner here in Taiwan, I think we have to be very humble. All my friends at that time said, Dominique, you are completely crazy to be in Taiwan. Why you don't come back to France? This is a quality that we lost in Europe. And this is a country where everybody has a chance to win. You should feel very, very happy to be in this country. And I always say, don't say that to many people. We don't like too much foreigner in Taiwan. Say they are like banana, you know. They are yellow outside and white inside. And one of my friends said, your 2 kids, they are like eggs. They are white outside and yellow inside. And it's true.
Hi, 大家好，欢迎来 Welcome to Taiwan. 今天我们跑去到 Taipei to have a chat with our French friend. And before we start, please don't forget to click that subscription button, like the video, help us share if you can. By the way, if you like the video, you have an option to hype the video and it's free. Hype the video and help us so more and more people can see the video.
Well, thank you for the interview, first. Okay. I come from France. I was born in Paris many years ago. I came here in Taiwan more than 40 years. My study is make me to come in Taiwan. I was studying mathematics in France. And then in my cursus, I had to choose a language. And the language I chose is Chinese. Then in the 80s, I wanted to go to China, you know, to study with my girlfriend at that time. And then I had a searcher in Paris who told me, don't go to China because this is the time of the we've said in French, la bande des quatre, the wife of Mao Zedong and 3 generals had the power on China. And he told me, if you go to China, there is no teaching Chinese. The students, they go for tourism. It's better for you if you choose to go to Taiwan. Okay? I say, okay, good, why not? Not so many Europeans go to Taiwan. And then he said, if you really want to learn Chinese, you have to go to Taiwan. So we decided to apply for a grant for Taiwan, which came. We arrived here, and we decided to learn Chinese, really Chinese. That was the most difficult part of my life, after 20 years to learn Chinese. But when we learn Chinese, we learn writing, speaking, and reading, the 3 things. And also we learn the classical Chinese. And so we did that for 3 years. I lost all my hair. Because no more memory after 20 years. You have to, but it was good. So I did many things, starting 40 years ago. And little by little, I do at the time a lot of export. But now, after export in Taiwan, I was not so competitive. And something I love is wine, you know. And I love to make, discover the wine to my friend. And then it became my main job. So here now you are in a shop that we opened recently, which is like a villa where people can learn about wine and to have education about wine. The store is just like a Swiss knife. You have much more function, you know. We have a room where people can can rent the room. We have a kitchen. We can bring a chef. You know, it's not a restaurant. We have a professional kitchen. People can bring their own chef, can bring their own food. It's not only a wine store. And then we will develop little by little, and we are going to have a lot of products, you know, that people can find here to match food and wine. A part of that, I am somebody who like to contribute to the society, and I am for almost 20 years now. I'm the chairman of the French Association in Taiwan. We call it Association des Français de Taïwan. It's one of the most active associations in Taiwan. And as a French, we do a lot of events in Taiwan. Very big event, and this is done only by volunteer. Of course, we have small events like what we call apéro français, means happy hour every month, and I hope you can attend sometimes. You can meet a lot of French people, and this is a kind of retribution, you know, of my time to the society here in Taiwan, to make the Taiwanese and mostly French, but all foreigners, of course, but many French, together, you know. And I think we have a good contribution, and we are very well recognized by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, by the Taipei city government, by the Kaohsiung city government, by Taoyuan city government, with Hualien.
What are some of the difficulties French citizens face here in Taiwan?
I think the most difficult thing is maybe the language. If you look at the people working in Taiwan, I believe if you are not very integrated in the society, if you don't understand the people, I think it's quite difficult. I don't speak about the very technology business, you know, like IT, like semiconductor, where people, they speak very good English, you know, and they are more Americanized. But in the ordinary business, for example, in my business, very few French people in Taiwan sell wine. Most of the French people who try to sell wine here and who don't understand the society, they just sell. One of the first reasons is because there is not so many foreigners in Taiwan. It's still a very... And Taiwan is not so welcome to the foreigner to work in here. Even me, you know, I want to apply for Taiwanese citizenship. They asked me to forget about my French
nationality. Yeah.
I don't want. Why I want? But Taiwanese, they can have double citizenship. It's no problem. But for foreigner, it's not possible. So I know that they are very protective. I don't say that it's. I don't criticize. It's their own politics, you know. But for the foreigner to work here, it's not easy because there is a barrier, for sure. If you want to, you can make a company here, but there is some barrier. But even I think in our business, we have only maybe 5 French people selling wine in Taiwan. In China, for example, in Hong Kong, you have about 1,000 French people. In Shanghai, you have 300, 400, 500 French people selling wine. You know? I think the market, of course, is different. Of course, Hong Kong, a lot of foreigners, you know. And I think in Taiwan, it's not only for the French, but I mean for the foreigner here. If they really want to penetrate the market and to sell here, I think it's quite difficult. Me, I've always been with the Taiwanese. I know their habit. I know how they react. They always say, "Oh, Dominique, you live so long in Taiwan. You speak so good Chinese, and you are Taiwanese." I always say, "I'm only Taiwanese in the day. In the night, I'm still French." So I work hard, like the Taiwanese, you know. And then, if you look at the foreigner, which kind of job the Taiwanese, and this is very interesting, and you know that the kind of job is very accepted for foreigner in Taiwan is to be a teacher. To be a teacher, you can have a very easy have a license. But if you are an engineer, or if you are in the business, it's not so easy.
It's not so easy. Yeah.
Very interesting.
That's right. You talked about happy hour Is it open to the public? Anybody can?
Yes, the happy hour is something I started 5 years ago. It's a way to bring people together, you know, and the happy hour is every third Friday of the month for 12 months. Every month we have one. Usually we have 30 to 60 people coming, and it's always very, very interesting.
All the links will be in the description below. Let's go check it out. Let's go back memory lane. 40 years ago, before coming to Taiwan, what did you know about Taiwan by then?
But we know nothing. Most of the people, they confuse Taiwan with Thailand. And I was quite surprised when I arrived in Taiwan because, of course, it's not as developed as today, 40 years ago. But we came here, it was under the martial law. When we arrived, it was a martial law. Until 1987. Of course, the people at that time, we feel very free. But people won't speak about China. Could not speak about, because of the political situation, they don't speak about China. But we feel the country very free. And when the martial law was ended in 87, we don't feel the difference at all. It was really the same. So we feel like a very free country already in the 80s. And that was a surprise us. Of course, I went to China many times because I was doing, and we could feel the difference. The difference between China and Taiwan, the situation was really huge. Here it was a so developed country, so free country, so open people, you know. And China was really very different. Of course, now China has developed a lot.
When you first came to Taiwan, could you walk us through things that you've gone through, like coming to a foreign country for the first time? Or how do you settle down here?
I think the people here in Taiwan are very special. They are very welcome foreigners. I feel very honored, you know, to be here in Taiwan because in France, in my country, it's very different. We are not so welcome, you know, the foreigners. We are a little bit now, the situation is quite difficult, but we feel like home, you know, here. And I always say, in Taipei, all the people I know is just like my friend. When I go to the south of Taiwan, it's not going to see my friend, it's like going to see my family. You know, the people I know there, they are so welcome. This is very incredible. This is very special in Taiwan. I hope they keep this mind, you know. And to be a foreigner here in Taiwan, I think we have to be very humble. And we have to be very respectful to the people living in Taiwan. And I always say, don't say that to many people. We don't like too much foreigner in Taiwan. And I started my wine business in 1995. When the wine became a fashion, you know, in 1995, there was some physician in the United States with French people who study why the people in Europe, especially in south of Europe, all the Mediterranean people, why they eat so greasy food, but their vascular, their cardiology problem are less important than the American who eat less greasy. And they put in the study the wine, and they discover that drinking 1 or 2 glasses of wine every day is good for the health, you know, to keep you better, especially with the tanning. And when the Taiwanese, or when the Chinese, the Asian people, because Asian people, they eat differently from us. When they eat, you are in Taiwan, when they eat, you know, they always tell you, okay, this is good for the kidney, this is good for the heart, this is good for the mind, this is good for the memory, you know. They always, what they eat is like medicine. So when they learn that wine, red wine, especially red wine, is good for health, so the fashion starts. And then at that time, a lot of Taiwanese, they asked me, oh, Dominique, do you know we want to import wine, do you know some supplier? At that time, there was not, there is no mobile phone, there is no internet, not those kind of things, you know. You even you have only telex or fax, the communication was difficult, and I was a middleman, between Taiwanese importer and French supplier. And then I developed my business, and then I import by myself, and then I came to today.
So most of your products are coming from, is it France?
Alors, in Taiwan, this is a good thing. There is no wine production here. There is no wine history. So people here, first, they don't produce wine. So any wine from anywhere from the world is welcome. Second thing, the Taiwanese, they travel a lot. Some people go to States for studies, some go to Australia, some go to New Zealand, some go to France, some to Japan. So when those people, they come back, they have studies there, they bring back, their habits. So I have a lot of customers, they did their study in Australia, so they come in Taiwan, and they come here and say, do you have Australian wine? Which brand? Okay, they are happy to drink this one. So in Taiwan, you can find any wine, French, Italian, Argentine, New Zealand. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
And every wine, every country has a chance to develop here in Taiwan. If we speak about French, for example, if you want to find some American wine in France, it's very difficult because we produce a lot of wine. So we don't see the
American brands.
Yeah, we don't see many American wine. It's not easy to open store in Taiwan, the wine store, because Taiwan is still a beer and whiskey market mainly. Wine is not so popular, and so you have, when you open a wine store, you need to find what we say there is a three very important elements to open a store. First is location, second is location, and third is location. Location.
When coming to Taiwan 40 years ago, did you plan on staying this long?
We always say with my wife at that time, we say, okay, one year more, and then 1 year more, and then 1 year more. And then every year we say, okay, we go back to France, we see France, we don't like, and we little by little we build our family here. We are just like, well, example is quite rare. You have not, now you have more of this kind of people, but at this time, 2 foreigners living in Taiwan, we have no family here, and then we adapt here. I always say we are like the Portuguese of France. The Portuguese when they came in France, and the parents they speak French with a Portuguese accent, but the kids they are totally French, and they speak French, and they are French, and they speak French without any accent, but their origin is Portuguese. We are like the Portuguese, so we speak Chinese with accent, but the kids totally Chinese.
Chinese.
And well, we adapt here, we like the people, we feel comfortable. My friend, all my friends at that time said, Dominique, you are completely crazy to be in Taiwan. Why you don't come back to France? And I can tell you, the same friend now, they say, you are so clever to be in Taiwan.
Do you have anything else to tell Taiwanese people?
I think there is something that is very linked. Taiwanese and French, we are very educated people, and we put a lot of energy in the education of the kids, and also we are people with a long history. French history and Chinese history is very long, very traditional. So there is a lot of subjects that French people and Taiwanese people can talk about. Philosophy, literature. Also, something that is linked the French and the Taiwanese is gastronomy. Taiwanese people, they love gastronomy. There is a big diversity of gastronomy. Chinese food and French food, for me, are the 2 gastronomic culture in the world. So, speaking about wine, speaking about food, philosophy, literature, history, we have so many subjects, you know, we can talk. And I feel always the Taiwanese, even sometimes it's a taxi driver, you know. You can have a very deep conversation with those people. I'm always surprised that they are so educated, you know. It's very, very interesting. Education is very good here, excellent. My kids have been educated in Taiwan. My 2 kids, they are like me. They have been, so they are 100% Caucasian, but they have been educated in Taiwan, and they receive a fantastic education. And I can say with my kids now, they are more than 30 years old. They work in Taiwan. They are just like Taiwanese. And my friends say, you know, we always say that when the Taiwanese, they send their kids to United States, for example, to receive the education. So we say, it's kind of, how to say, moquerie, we say in French, it's kind of 开玩笑. We say they are like banana, you know. They are yellow outside and white inside. And one of my friends said, your 2 kids, they are like eggs. They are white outside and yellow inside. And it's true. When I speak with them, you know, they are very, very Taiwanese. When they play the game, you know, they play not the way of the foreigners, you know, of the French way, they play of the Chinese. But I love the place. I think that the Taiwanese people stay as you are, you know, and be always so welcome, you know, so open mind to the people, and I think this is and be very always very they are very. This is the quality that we lost in Europe. Be tolerant, you know. They are very tolerant here, you know. And I think it's good. And this is a country where everybody has a chance to win, you know. You can be an artist, you can be a businessman, you can be intellectual, you know. You have many, many, many ways. You know, it's a really, it's a fantastic place. And I think in the world, now if you see the world, and you look at Taiwan, you should feel very, very happy to be in this country, you know. If you see what's happened now, you know, with Europe, with the United States, South America, Middle East, you know, Africa, you know, there is so many countries where everything is, you know, the war everywhere, you know, it's absolutely horrible, horrible. And Taiwan is a peaceful country. Hope it will stay peaceful. We don't know. Okay, we have a neighbor which is not so kind not with so us,
friendly,
but we hope everything will continue.
What times, what days do you open? So maybe people who are watching want to
about the store is open every day except on Monday. It's open from 2 to 10 o'clock. I always say, how can we make successful this store? Is not by your friend, but it's by the friend of your friends.
Yeah, that's right.
Because we have not so many friends can make living this store, so we need a lot of friends. So you are welcome here, and also your friends are more than welcome.
All right. Thank you very much for giving us your time and sharing your life experience. And what a wonderful place you have here.
Thank you, and you're welcome anytime.
Thank you, and hope you continue to progress here in Taiwan.
Okay, thank you very much.
Gansia ni sokan yo si Juan busi Juan. Please let us know what part of the video we can improve. And see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.